What's up, everybody? This is Rob from LearnBridge NYC, and these are the results from our first tournament in the month of November. We have a fresh leaderboard, and everyone's still in the running for the free online lesson at the end of the month. Last month's tournament was won by a fellow by the name of Dion Petrov, and unknown to me at the time, Dion is actually a national champion bridge player. He lives in Buffalo, and he does some work for the bridge clubs up there, I believe. So as a result of that, and me not knowing who my player was, Dion is just going to be a pro. So the actual winner of the October tournament was Nancy Kalamaris. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, you can let me know, Nancy. We've scheduled our online lesson, and you are the victor. You've had a really great showing in the tournament, and it wasn't surprising. JJ was actually crushing the tournament, so it looked like the online lesson might not do wonders for him. He was actually doing even better than I was in a lot of the tournaments. So good job, Dion. Thanks a lot for seeding the online lesson to somebody who hopefully can use it a little more than you. And Dion will be in our tournament each week as a pro now, so you'll see his scores in there. But he is a national champion player, so he's too good to be considered just a regular bridge player, quote unquote. So, Nancy, congratulations on a great win. And this week's tournament was won by Amelia Barbanel. She had a great result. She was near the top, intermixed with all the pros. So, great result this week, off to a good start. Lots of other good results in this week's tournament. Let's take a look at the decisions we had. We start off with board number one, which should have seen our hand not bid at all. The correct auction is the auction you're seeing here. East opens a spade. We don't have a call with our hand, even though we do have an opening hand. When it comes back to us, we also don't have a call. The auction starts with a spade. West bids a no trump. East bids two diamonds. A few of you doubled here, which would show hearts and clubs. Right, when they've bid two suits and you double, you're showing the other two suits for sure. So you were very lucky that partner didn't come alive with a club bid for you here. So really, we should just be defending two no trump. The difference in this was, did we beat it or did we let them make it? And some of us beat two no trump one trick, and others were making. The robot gets off to a good lead. They lead a heart, and we cover the jack with our queen, and now we get to develop some heart tricks as well as hopefully some club tricks later on in the hand. And if you want to see how to defend this, the keys to the defense here are, we have to make sure if we ever have a choice, we don't throw away any of these spades. This eight of spades is a nice guard for these two lower spades. As it turns out, West has the nine, so they can take up to four spade tricks, but they should not take five. If you let them take five, we pitched a spade at some point, which will allow them to actually take all of those spade tricks. So if you have any questions, take a look at the play on this from the other players, and we'll move on to board number two. Board two saw two contracts with regularity. One was three no trump, which was what myself and I think all the other pros were in, and the other was five diamonds. The moral of this story is, if you opened a no trump, which is correct with this hand in my opinion, you do have two doubletons. And I know a lot of you have seen these types of hands in the videos before. And we had some discussion with Joe Grew and even Radu about the difference between opening a no trump and a suit. If we had five spades and four clubs, it might be better to open a spade in this situation. But with this shape and the fact that both of our doubletons are of very good quality, we have ace small of hearts and king small of diamonds on this hand. And even more importantly, by opening a no trump, we tend to protect our diamond position by doing so. Right? When we open a no trump, we're very likely going to play all the contracts we find ourselves in. So with West on lead, if they do choose to lead a diamond, our king small is protected by that lead. Right? They can't actually take all the diamond tricks because they have to lead it from that hand, and we get to play last. As it turns out, we can see partner has really good diamonds, so it didn't make a huge difference. Most of us did open a no trump. Some of you opened a club, and if you open a club, it looks like the robot just forces you to five diamonds at some point on this hand. So if you open a no trump, you actually get a shot to play in what ends up being your best spot, which is three no trump. At my table, the robot bid three clubs, which for the robot is a transfer to diamonds. This might be something different based on your agreement, but remember, when you're playing with the robot, you're playing their card. And if it's ever a question as to what the robot's doing, all you need to do is take your pointer and mouse it over that bid, and it'll tell you even during the auction what that is supposed to mean. And all it is a minor transfer, so we have to accept. We bid 3 diamonds, and then partner bids 3 no trump, and we just let it sit there. As it turns out, the robot gets off to a diamond lead for some reason, which is really good for us. It gives us time to set up our extra tricks, and the difference between making 6 and 7 is how you decide to play the club suit. If you play a low club to the jack and take this finesse, you'll make 7. You'll take all the clubs, all the diamonds, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. However, if you play it like I did and you guess clubs incorrectly, you'll make 12 tricks instead. So what I did is I played a club to the ace and then played the jack from the dummy, and I let it ride. And now I lost the club trick, but then was able to take the rest. So if you played it one of these two ways, you either made 7 or you made 6. If you did not play no trump, you did not get to the right spot. And those of you that got to 6 diamonds, congratulations. The rest of us were just in 3 no trump. And again, if you made 7, you got 80.5%. If you made 6, you got 52.4%. All right, board number 3 saw quite a few of us get to what looks at first glance to be a very bad slam. It looks like a slam we cannot make, but we got a huge piece of luck in the heart suit that allowed us to make 6 spades on this particular hand. If you played 6 hearts, you also made 6 hearts, but the best contract is 6 spades. The auction I want you to look at is the one that occurred at my table. We had some of the pros decide to open this 2 no trump. It's an aggressive bid, and they also got to slam on this particular hand and were able to make 6. But don't look at those bids. Those are players that obviously play the contracts quite a bit better than the mere mortal bridge players. So when they open 2 no trump, they're certainly being aggressive, but they have the skills and the wherewithal to back that up usually. It's fine to open a club, and that's exactly what I did with this hand. Partner bid a spade, and now is where the bid of 4 spades is going to be correct. If you count all your points, you have about 19. Right, you have 4 card spade support, so you know you have a fit, and you have a doubleton diamond, so add all your points together, and you have enough to play game opposite partner's response. Those of you that bid 3 spades ended up only getting to 4 spades, which honestly on first glance looks like the right spot. You just get unlucky that other people are making 6 on this hand and bidding it. The real issue with this hand is some of you bid 2 hearts after partner bid a spade, and I'm happy and sad at the same time. I'm so happy because we just did a reverse class up here, so you did successfully execute a real reverse. 2 hearts actually shows extra values, and it's natural. It shows 4 hearts, but you failed to raise partner's major that you already knew you had a fit in, and you missed your best spot on 9 card spade fit. So instead of reversing, just raise spades to the appropriate level, and with 19 total points, the appropriate level is 4 spades. If you do that on this board, partner will take care of the rest. They'll bid 4 no trump, and the other pitfall for you guys on this hand is the robots unfortunately play a version of key card that you guys don't. You guys, or at least as far as I know, those of you that I teach all play either regular Blackwood or 1430 key card. The robot plays 0314 key card. So make sure, if you're not certain what this is going to be, mouse over the bid before you make it, and it'll tell you that 5 diamonds is actually the way we show 4 key cards. And that's what we have. We have the ace and king of spades, the ace of hearts, and the ace of diamonds. So that's 4 key cards. So you're going to bid 5 diamonds. There were some of you that found yourself in 5 spades, and it's because you bid 5 clubs, which usually shows 1 or 4, but unfortunately, based on the robots card, it shows 0 or 3 key cards. So sorry for the confusion, guys. I wish we could get Uday or Fred to switch up the robots agreement, but it's in there for a reason. So just be wary of that. Your partner, the robot, plays a different version of key card than a lot of you are used to. Board 4 saw most of us get to 4 hearts and go down 1. In fact, only one player was able to get the game and actually make it, and it was Raluca Dobrescu. So she gets the gold star on this hand, and we'll see how she played it in just a moment. I want to talk about the auction real quick. we opened a no trump, and everyone should have opened a no trump with this particular hand. And West bid two spades, which, if we mouse over it, clearly shows spades, and it shows one of the minor suits. The robots play a conventional agreement called Capoletti over our no trump opening bid. And after that two spade bid, partner bids three hearts. Now, for a lot of you, you could also just jump to four diamonds on this hand, which should still be a Texas transfer. But the robot chose to bid three hearts, and we should assume two things when this happens. Whenever there's interference after our no trump, and partner makes any call at the three level, it's game forcing and it's natural, unless they bid the opponent's suit, obviously. So when partner bids three hearts, we should assume partner has five hearts and at least enough to play game. So as a result, we see we do not have a fit at this moment as the South players, so we bid three no trump, and partner corrects to four hearts, and that's where we're going to play this hand. Unfortunately, on any play of the hand, it looks like we can't make it, and that's what we would see if we look at the results. Everybody's in four hearts, pretty much going down one or down more than one, except for our girl Raluca. Let's take a look at how she played this hand. She's the only one that actually made four hearts, and she got the same lead all of us did. It was a spade, and we played low and won the ace. And now we played a heart to the ace, unless you're me and you misclicked the 10 here. But you play a heart to the ace, and you see the jack fall. And here's the moment where if we play a heart, we could very likely lose a spade and two more clubs in addition to the heart we have to lose. So Raluca took an interesting line here and took a little bit of a gamble that ended up paying off handsomely. She now ran diamonds, and what she's hoping for is that the player that has the length in hearts, east it looks like at this point, also has the diamond length. And we can see that this works out really well, because on the last diamond, she gets to throw away a spade from her hand, and the person with the long hearts actually ended up having the long diamonds as well. So at this point, she cannot go down. She gets to make four for 100%. If you want to see the line everyone else took, you can take a look at the people that were in four hearts down one or less and see how they played it. Don't look at mine. Mine was an actual misclick. I meant to play the ace of hearts and thumbed onto the 10 of hearts instead. But all the pros are playing a heart to the ace and then a heart back. And we can see how our victor played this. The winner this week in the pro category was Shane Blanchard. Shane comes from a stacked family of world-class bridge players, not the least of which is his wife, who was second in the tournament this week, Sandra Rimstead. Sandra is a world-class player who has a national title and was just third in the world championships. So you have a lot of talent in that household, and we have young Odin, who I hope I get to teach bridge to someday, but I think he might have been born with the skills, so we'll see. So Shane played a low heart to the ace after winning the spade, and then a heart back to his hand. And the reason we're doing this, we saw the jack pop out, and if we play diamonds like Raluca did, we might be able to make it, but we also might hit with a disaster. If they're trumping with a low heart, it means they get an extra heart and the king of hearts eventually. So this is probably the more straightforward line of play. Unfortunately, when we do this, the opponents find out that it's right to lead a club through. They take their clubs, and then they take their spade trick, and we can't do anything about it. So the most normal line of play will probably produce four hearts down one. And congratulations to Shane for being the victor this week. It's nice to have bragging rights in your own household. Sandra was a relatively close second. Shane gets the household trophy this week. Board 5 was all about getting to the right contract, and it's a highly competitive auction that we need to get right. And these are good opponents, right? The robots know how to preempt, and they know how to continue that preempt when partner starts it off. So here we saw East open two diamonds. The normal bid here is just two hearts. This should show an opening hand or better, and at least five hearts. The reason it's an opening hand is because we're bidding over a preempt, so they've already chewed up enough room, so we want to have a better hand when we enter the auction for the first time. So two hearts is totally normal, and West bids four diamonds, which is preemptive, guys. This does not show a good hand. The robot has a lot of other things they could do with a good hand. They're just saying, hey, I have a good fit in diamonds, and I want to preempt even further than you already did. So when it comes back to us, we can't let the opponents steal this away from us. It's a little risky considering the vulnerability, but our shape is ideal. We've already shown five hearts, so just doubling here will get our shape out there. It says, look, you know I have 5 hearts and I have other places to play as well if you choose. So please bid something. This is not a penalty double, guys. This is what might have confused a lot of you. You think because we're at a high level that the double has to be penalty, when in reality this is the moment we really need it to be takeout, right? Because they're chewing up so much room that we need to try to make as descriptive a bid as possible, and most importantly, we don't want to chew up any more room. So double is clearly takeout and it says bid, and the only time partner should pass is if they have good defense for diamonds, which it doesn't sound like they could possibly have on this hand. So if you did double, partner will make the correct bid of 4 hearts and you'll make 5. You'll lose only 1 diamond and 1 club on this hand. So if you didn't get there, guys, take a look at this auction because 4 hearts was worth 85.4% here. And board 6 saw almost everybody in 4 spades, which would explain the result here. 4 spades making 4 was worth 59.8%, very close to average. Your pathway to 4 spades could have been what you see here. I went a little timid on this hand in hindsight. I opened a spade, partner bid 2 spades, and I chose to just bid 3 spades. If you look at, I think almost every other pro, if not all the pros, they're all bidding 4 spades with this hand. And what they're doing is they're adding in a little extra for the 6th spade. And also the shape is tremendous here. You have a singleton club and two hearts. So when you're 6'4", a little extra shape, it might be worth bidding a little more aggressively here. I obviously went a little low, which has been my strategy recently in the tournament, to kind of go on the low side when I have a choice, and it's borderline on each side in my opinion with this hand. But the moral of the story is if you bid 4 spades, you played 4 spades. If you bid 3 spades, partner raised to 4 and you played 4 anyway. So you should be in this contract and you should make exactly 4. You should lose only 1 spade, 1 heart, and 1 club. 4 spades making 4. And board 7 saw another pretty straightforward auction. We started with 1 club, partner bid 1 heart, and we responded 1 spade. And here's where partner bid 2 no trump. Some of you confuse this sequence sometimes because it looks like a very nice convention that you all know. Jacoby 2 no trump. However, you've already had several bids before this. Jacoby 2 no trump only exists when we open one of a major. So this 2 no trump bid is just invitational. It shows a good 10 to 12. And it asks us if we're at the high end of whatever range we've shown to bid 3. We are at the absolute bottom end of that range. We have 12 points, so we just pass. The opening lead was a club, which we see West win, and they switch to a diamond. So at this point, we should have been counting our winners. We know we had 3 diamond tricks to start. We've already taken 1, so we have 2 left. We have 1 club, that's 3. And 1 spade, that's 4. So we need to do some work here. And the work is clearly going to be in the heart suit, right? We want to set up as many of those tricks as we can to get to at least the 8 we need to make our contract. So we should start that right away. And this is, once again, guys, the same process you want to go through on all of your play hands. Right? Count your winners and then determine which suit is going to produce the most extra tricks. And that's almost always where you want to start. And when I say extra tricks, you clearly don't have to play a suit you already have tricks in. So diamonds here, I have 2 tricks in diamonds. I don't ever have to work on that suit to make those tricks good. They will always be tricks. In hearts, however, I have 0 tricks at the moment. Even though it looks like I'll get at least 2 when the ace of hearts goes away, I don't have any yet, so I need to work on that suit, and that's exactly what you see me do here. I play the queen of hearts and they win the ace, and now they switch to a diamond and we win. And here's where we need to get this right. We continue to play hearts, and what we're hoping is that they divide 3-3, and we get bad news. They don't. However, we're not done yet. When we play another heart, we get to take an extra trick as a result. And that's what you wanted to do here. You concede this heart. And if you take a look at the other pros' lines of play, they're very similar to this line, right? We know we want to set up that extra heart trick because really we haven't gotten to the point where we have our contract secured. We've taken 4 tricks, and legitimately, before we play this trick, we only have the king of clubs for sure, the king of diamonds, and the ace of spades left. So that's only 7. So we need one more, and that's where we're going to get it. We're going to get it in the heart suit. And after this play, the opponents end up leading a club towards your king jack anyway. So instead of just the 8 tricks we created, we end up getting 9. So most important here, guys, is don't give up hope when the suits don't split. If you have the ability to take an extra trick, and here it's super safe because you're stopped everywhere else, you go ahead and you do that. And now you've gotten to your 8 tricks, and you get that bonus 9th trick in the end, which is wonderful. Okay, and now I want to take you to the last hand. This was one of the few times I actually was thinking about the lesson in the bid I wanted to make. And it's because this is an unknown bid, and it's not necessarily perfect, but the bid I made was more so I could talk about it afterwards. So I made an instructional bid here in this case, just so you guys would see it, because it looks weird. West opens a heart and it goes pass pass, and I jump to 2 no trump, which is usually the unusual no trump. In the direct seat, it's always the unusual no trump. It would show the 2 lowest unbid suits. But we're in that special seat at the table, and I like to call it the twilight zone of the bridge table during the auction. We're in the balancing seat. So the rules here are much different. We do not need the ability to preempt in the balancing seat. And I want to just leave that out there for a second and let you guys think about it. When we're in the balancing seat, we don't have to preempt because we can pass and end the auction. So the reason we preempt, and we love to preempt, is to get the opponents uncomfortable and get them out of their best spot to play. If I have the desire to do that in the balancing seat, I can simply pass, right? I don't have to preempt because I can end the auction and just leave them where they are. So for that reason, the bids we make here change meaning to some degree, and 2 no trump is a terrific example. The balancing bid of 2 no trump will actually show this hand. It will show almost a 2 no trump opener. It should be either a very good 18 or around 19 to 20, 21. And it is balanced, and you clearly have stoppers in the suit the opponent bid. The issue with that bid here is my hearts are a little short for this particular call, and I may have a spade fit. So in reality, double is probably the best. However, you'll see other pros making this bid. Joe Grew bid 2 no trump. John Hurd doubled. Radu doubled, I believe. So there was a mix of bids on this particular hand. I like 2 no trump because it guarantees that I'll play it and might protect some of the cards in my hand, but the shortness in hearts maybe makes it a little bit of an inferior bid to double. But in this case, the bid of 2 no trump gets an immediate raise to 3, and we end up going down 2. Those of you that played spades and stayed at the 3 level were able to either make it or go down only 1, which was a much better score. So the double ends up being the best bid on this particular hand, but I just want to let you guys know that 2 no trump bid is strong in this sheet. It actually shows almost a 2 no trump opener. Good range to use is like 19 to 21. For the same reason, if I find myself in the balancing seat and let's say I jump to 2 spades, that would also not be a preempt. That would actually show more of an opening hand and 6 cards in the spade suit. It would show some values. Same if it goes pass, 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 and I open the 2 level. I'm not showing a preempt. I'm showing a good hand, right? Because in those balancing seats, guys, we don't need a preempt because pass becomes our preempt. So thank you so much for participating this week. Don't forget to tell your friends about this fun tournament. I'll see you in the post-game video, and good luck to all of you in next week's tournament. Take care, folks.